Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to some more Yeti's Parole Officer. The last thing that we did was Lucy was struggling to fly the ship, and so in order to keep things on track, we decided we were going to give her a little kiss. We don't know how that turned out, but we're about to find out as I read the text on this screen. So I hope you are enjoying the series so far. Happy Tuesday to you, and let's get into it. Let me comment. Let me know how you're doing. What you want me to do if I'm doing anything wrong. Talk to me. All right. So, as Lucy takes another shuddering. Remember, this is after we kissed her. As Lucy takes another shuddering breath, you reach forward and clasp her hands tightly. Lucy glances up in surprise, but before she can say anything, you draw her into a secure embrace and you plant your lips on her. Okay, never mind. Now it's after we kiss her. Well, that certainly didn't help the transport's erratic course. You're still locked deep in the kiss when movement out the window catches your eye. Oh, you're crashing. You hit the lock with rather more force than you'd have liked. There's no time to calibrate the transport for underwater travel. Instead, you smash right through the restless waters. A torrent of bubbles obscures your view. If Nessie's anywhere nearby, she's been warned. Lucy can't arrest the transport's trajectory. It seems that I have made every wrong decision. Maybe I'll get better, I don't know. Lucy can't arrest the transport's trajectory, not immediately anyway. In fact, she just manages to avoid crashing into the locked bed. The sudden stop throws you both forward. When you look up, she is bleeding from a cut on her forehead. Oh, Lucy, you're bleeding. You feel really dazed. Didn't feel like you hit your head, but maybe you just didn't notice. I'm sorry. Lucy fishes out the first aid kit, grumbling, bandaging the cut. She scowls at the murky water. Right, the sooner we solve this, the better. The PD water is just as murky as last time. The transport's headlights don't cut through the silt very much at all. The biosensors work just fine, though. Nessie isn't prowling the lock, but as you pass over a rocky outcrop on the locked bed, the sensor's lights flash green. You stop Lucy. Pass by there again. Lucy does, with the same result. How is that possible? She asks. It's just a rock. No, you murmur, realizing it's a cave. We missed it last time. Nessie was on the surface, so you weren't picking up her signal. We got lucky this time. She must be inside. She and a whole party. Lucy points to the now wildly flashing sensors. There's more than one life form in there. Then I guess it's time for a little gate crashing, isn't it? Onwards. It takes some doing, but you find the cave. Well, you use the term cave loosely. It's actually a tunnel mouth. You follow it, guiding the transport through the pitch darkness and precarious twists and turns. After what feels like a long time, you emerge from the tunnel. There's air. The console lights up right away. You're in a massive subterranean cavern. You go to open the hatch, but Lucy stops you. Shaking her head. Quickly, she raises the periscope instead. You hold your breath as she presses her eye to it. My goodness, Lucy exhales. It's full of stars? No, Lucy lowers the periscope. Aliens. Seedy docks line the underwater cavern. It looks like they've been constructed from whatever logs and driftwood wind up in the lock. With a jolt, you remember an incident a few years back. A photographer was convinced he'd captured an image of Nessie's horned head, but it was only a log. Of course, it was easy to convince the public, and unless you're very much mistaken, you spot that same log here, propping up the nearest wharf. Lucy puts up every cloaking device the transport has. As silently and inconspicuously as possible, she nudges the transport beneath the nearest dock. You exit through the top hatch. The lock water is cold and scramble up a rotting rung to the dock's surface. How are you feeling about all this, Jim? Well, let me tell you. About ready to throttle Nessie. Wary there are too many hiding places down here. Famished, wasn't that fish and chips the last thing I ate? Miffed with Tweel. If the PGPB missed all this, how was I meant to solve this? Wow, Lucy sure looks nice. I'm sorry I'm a bit distracted. Alright, we're not going to get crazy in love with her just yet. Let's try to be wary. Well, that's understandable. You can't help another look around as the docks as Lucy clambers up the ladder after you. The air down here is damp and musty. Lucy wrinkles her nose in disgust. You're about to agree when you pause. A flash of white fur just disappeared into the nearest warehouse. You'd recognize it anywhere. What is the Yeti doing under Loch Ness? It's the Yeti. And the Yeti's in the title. Yep. Things are picking up. Yep. Sorry for the song. Beckoning Lucy, you slip into the warehouse after the Yeti. Squinting in the dim light, you make out what looks like a crude warp gate. It's hard to tell for sure. Aliens keep moving in front of it. There are Chupacabra and Hearses and Chiroptera, and even a spheroid or two. Patience, darlings, Nessie. Patience, darlings, Nessie's voice rings out. Oh, you mustn't break it after all the hard work we've put into it. A spheroid ventures close to the warp gate. He blinks his massive eye, steadies himself, and leaps through. He's gone in a flash of light. Hardly 10 seconds later, he reappears with a daft grin. Landed on gateway ship. PGPB, haven't seen it. Earth monitoring system not working right. Those crafty devils, you murmur under your breath. Wrong character. Those crafty devils, you murmur under your breath. They figure out how to transport themselves through warp gates. When the EMS went down, their gateway ship must have gotten within range. Lucy turns to you, her eyes wide. Jim, she whispers. They're planning a jailbreak. They are inventive, you'll give them that. In fact, it looks downright exciting. After all this time chafing under the PGP's bureaucracy, it occurs to you that maybe you need a jailbreak of your own. Jim, darling, whatever are you doing here? What? I didn't even get a chance to be stealthy. Uh-oh, Nessie spotted you. Cloaks can be used as weapons. I toss mine over Nessie. I open fire on the warp gate. I won't let these convicts escape. I follow protocol and call the PGPB for reinforcements. I ask Nessie if I can join the scheme. I want freedom from the PGPB as much as they do. I ask Nessie if I can join the scheme. If there's money involved, I want some. Those bottom two don't really make sense. Protocol. I don't know. I'm not going to open fire. I think I'm going to toss my cloak over Nessie. Yeah, let's try that. Cloaks can be used as weapons, so toss mine over Nessie. The art of fighting with cloaks is an ancient one. They can be used defensively, wrapped around the body as crude armor, and they can be used offensively, whipped out to blind and entangle the enemy. Nessie dips her head. You seize the opportunity and fling your cloak out, hoping to catch her in the eyes. Unfortunately, cloak fighting takes a lot of skill and practice. You know how to handle a stunner mostly, but you just don't have the expertise for this kind of combat. Of course I don't. The edge of the cloak hits Nessie's side. She scarcely glances down. Oh, Jim, be a dear and stop that. With that, her head darts forward on the end of her long neck, and she rips the cloak from your grasp, dropping it just beside you. The aliens are circling closer. So many different faces, fur, scales, bare skin, sharp teeth, glowing eyes. Claustrophobia starts creeping up on you. Suddenly, a tall, slender form slides through the crowd. Your jaw drops. You haven't seen him since your encounter in Virginia, but you would recognize those glowing red eyes, those wings, and that silhouette anywhere. Mothman has returned. He inclines his head to you. Agent Jim, we meet again. Lucy has her stunner out already. You draw yours. Mothman. Nessie is very kind, he says, giving the Plesian a slight bow. But when he turns back to you, his eyes are as cold as his voice. But I am very cautious, Jim. You are a threat. And so, his wings flare wide. I must eliminate you. Seemingly from nowhere, he produces a gun and fires. At first, you're too shocked to do anything. The first shot barely misses you. The air crackles with heat. You feel the energy rushing just over your hair. You duck as Mothman fires again. This time he nearly hits Lucy, but she dies to safety. Let's see. I open fire right back. So the cloak, I don't have a cloak, I don't think. I don't want to just start shooting at people. Because I want to know what's going on. I don't want to kill anybody, just in case. Obviously, everything I do doesn't work. So who knows? I'll dart around him and try to tire him out. You're speedy and stealthy. Mothman doesn't know which way to turn. His movements get slower and slower until Lucy manages to get in a shot. The tall, winged alien falls to the ground, stunned. Right, you say, standing over Mothman's unconscious form. Let's talk. No, a nearby Chupacabra growls. The time for talking is over. PGPB oppressor. Without warning, he lunges on Lucy. You're quick with your stunner, but not quick enough. A single blast renders the attacking Chupacabra unconscious, but he's taken quite a chunk out of Lucy's leg. Wordlessly, she faces you. She is white as a sheet. Your stomach turns. Quick, first aid. The tourniquet, are Chupacabra poisonous? They probably are. Must be a tourniquet. Let's do a tourniquet. Making Lucy as comfortable as possible, you glare at Nessie. What was that really necessary? Nessie sighs. He's a tad overexcitable, darling. Understandable, wouldn't you agree, living so long under the yoke of PGPB oppression? Lucy lifts her head and sputters. You're convicts. This is your sentence. Nessie bows her small head. But why did we turn to crime? There is a system in this universe, my dear, and it is broken. The Pan-Galactic Prisons Bureau has narrowed nearly all the channels. It is harder to move, harder to work, harder to eat, and most of all, it's harder to live. Not only to survive, dears, but truly to truly live, unfettered in spirits as well as body. Nancy shakes herself. I'm sure you've seen that injustice, Jim. She extends a flipper. Will you join us? I don't want to fight. Sounds great. Sign me up. What? She's insane. I'm a loyal PGPB agent. I'll make them think I've joined them, but I'm actually sticking with the PGPB. I don't know. Lucy's not going to join them, so that's going to make things tough. I don't think. So let's do she's insane. Never, you declare loudly. You forget, Nessie, I'm with the PGPB. The Yeti slips to the front of the crowd. He shifts uncomfortably from foot to foot. It's coming on June 31st, he whispers. You freeze. You said that, you remembered, a long time ago. He smiles sheepishly. I was trying to help you. Recognized you had a good heart. Under all that PGPB training, Wyoming, they issue hunting licenses for the jackalope on... Oh, no. June 31st. Next time I'll pick a better code. The Yeti throws himself between you and the aliens. For now, go. You assist Lucy out of the warehouse and onto the transport. Poor thing, her face is tight with pain. Drop me on shorts, he says. I'll get help. You need to get to the jackalope. Done and done. You fire at the transport's engines. Tricky rabbit, deluding us this whole time. If anyone can stop her, you can. As you leave her, you wish you shared her confidence. Oh well, Texas ho. Wait, so what's happening? Wyoming. They issue hunting licenses for the jackalope on June 31st. Next time, pick better code. For now, go. You assist Lucy. I need to get to the jackalope. Tricky rabbit, deluding us the whole time. If anyone can stop her, you can. It sounds like people are hunting the jackalope in Wyoming. But now... I don't know what's going on. Let's just go to the next chapter. You see what I mean? They make it sound like the rabbit's doing something wrong, but if they're hunting the rabbit, that's not good. We'll see. By the time you reach Texas, you're trembling. After everything, crisscrossing the galaxy, your time with Lucy, dealing with countless aliens, it's all come down to this. Hefting your stunner, you set off across the dusty mesa. In the distance, hills form a dark, jagged line against the indigo sky. Hills form a dark, jagged line against the indigo sky. A hot wind rolls across the baked earth. It brings no relief from the heat, barely stirs the dust. Your boots crush the thorny brushes you weave between rocky outcroppings. After spending so much time with Lucy, it does feel strange being on your own. You keep expecting a comment from her, something to keep you on track. If nothing else, she did keep you focused. Soon, you tell yourself, you just need to bring the jackalope to justice, wrap up this last bit of business, and then you and Lucy are due for some time off, drinks on a beach somewhere. Suddenly, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Suddenly, your communicator buzzes. It's Tweel. You hesitate before answering. Hello? Jim, we hadn't heard any updates from you or Lucy. What's your status? How to handle this? I lie. I don't want her knowing I messed up. I'm in over my head. Forget Tweel's anger. I need help. Why not be honest? I'm doing my best job. I'm doing my job. Let's be honest. Honestly, you barely hesitate as you leap across a dusty mesa. A lizard goes scuttling over the rock as you leap off a stony outcrop. The convicts were planning a jailbreak. Lucy got hurt. I'm hunting the jackalope. Questions? Expect backup as soon as possible, but she doesn't sound irritated. If anything, Twill seems sort of proud. But until they arrive, know this. I may test you at times, but only because I believe you have the makings of a great agent. Prove me right. You hang up with a grim smile. You certainly intend to. They're giving the Jackalope... The Jackalope can hunt people? You find the Jackalope's lair just as you remember from last time. The cave opens like a mouth in the hillside. It looks too small. Surely it's too small. But you grit your teeth and squeeze through, stooping so that your hair just brushes the sandy ceiling. As you scuttle through the cave, you realize how well constructed it is. In fact, it isn't really a cave at all. Jackalope has constructed herself a proper underground lair. Thinking of the Yeti's cryptic clue, you wonder if her tunnels stretch all the way to Wyoming. I guess that's what they mean. At first, all seems to be going well, then suddenly you notice a flashing pattern of red lights set into the walls, right into the ceiling. They rapidly wink on and off, and the speed increases as you watch it. It unnerves you, and you freeze. The Jackalope's deep, sultry voice sounds right in your ear. You jump, then realize there's a speaker in the wall behind you. "Oh, Agent Jim, I'm afraid you shouldn't be here." Rumbling fills the small space. You startle, the walls are shaking. Is it an earthquake? No. With a cold rush in your stomach, you realize that the walls are moving in. I say the Yeti sent me. Maybe they're giving a license to hunt the Jackalope to people in Wyoming, and the Yeti knows that means she's going to kill a lot of... I don't know. I say the Yeti sent me. "Wait, Jackalope," you shout. "The Yeti sent me here." The wall's relentless advance continues. You throw your hands out, pushing against them in an utterly useless gesture. "Please, I'm telling the truth." "Oh, I think not," the Jackalope says. Strange, her voice is really so beautiful. What a twisted, conniving little creature. "Goodbye, Agent Jim." You squeeze your eyes shut, but that doesn't block the sound. The walls crunch over the stone like grinding bones. It sets your teeth on edge. Raises the hairs on the back of your neck. Cold, sick horror settles into your stomach. Is it really ending like this? There's a chittering noise up ahead. The Jackalope cocks her head, just beyond the walls. "Well, well," she says. "This is quite a sticky wicket, isn't it?" Rage fuels you. You lunge forward, not far enough to reach open ground, but enough to wrap your fingers around the Jackalope's leg. You pull her close to you. Her chittering turns to panic yelping as the walls advance. You clutch her tightly. If you're going down, you're taking her with you. As the walls near, they drown out the Jackalope's cries. That crunching, grinding sound is the last thing you hear. There's an explosion of white-hot pain, and then you're dead. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I don't know what happened, and the game is over. Rats. Okay, folks, well, that was it for Yeti's Parole Officer. I'm not super interested enough to go back and figure out what I did wrong. I'm sure I did a lot of stuff wrong, I guess. But yeah, I'm dead, and I don't get to find out what happened. Guess I can go on and figure it out on the internet. But I'm dead, so that'll be it for Yeti's Parole Officer. Sorry if that was a disappointing ending for you. I have to agree with you, but I didn't know that. I'm not going to complain. I just didn't know the decisions that I was making was going to lead to me being permanently dead and the game ending. Ain't no thing about it. No worries. Just a game. But we'll probably start a new one of these tomorrow. And I will see ya when I see ya. Thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to leave your comments and your reviews over this game as I played through it. Let me know what you thought about Yeti's Parole Officer, and I will let you know what I thought as well in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. I love you very much. Bye-bye.